Top agents are not necessarily smarter. They just know things that many other agents don't know. And that is the secret that we need to break into. Hey guys, welcome to Agents in the Trenches, the space and the place where we get into the real, raw realities of what's happening in the real world of real estate. And I'm super excited because today we are taking it off with a top. Today we're going to have a deep dive conversation with a powerhouse leader from Philadelphia, a woman that is a trailblazer, a game changer, and someone that has been in the industry for over 21 years. Not only is she a broker, she is the founder of her company. She is a podcast host. She is leading the way for others. And I love the fact that in what she shared with us about herself is she loves helping people rise to the top. So it's going to be a profound conversation. We are going to unpack what is it that top producers know that other people that are struggling are missing. And she's going to share her best advice, the things that she's learned from being in the trenches, because it's one thing to get theory, but it's something else to get the experience of someone that's been there, that's done that. And so we're going to get this started. But first, I want to welcome my co-host, John Collins. How are you?
I am marvelous. I am looking forward to this so much.
This is going to be an interesting conversation because I love hearing from people that not only share their experience, but that come from a spirit of giving. And I have to admit, and I'll say it forever, this is someone that I saw at one of those rooms where we have to get into to go to that higher level. And she caught my attention and I started following her. And I've been one of those secret admirers. So I have to say, listen, for everyone that is, finding their space and their place in the world of social media, you never know who's watching. So I'm really excited for this.
Yeah. And we all want to know what the successful people are doing that's different than what we're doing. And I think Maria is going to give us a little bit of insight into that. So get your pens and paper out, start taking notes because it should be good.
Yes, and that's what we want. We want everyone to make Agents in the Trenches, their moment of revelation, their moment of, what is it that I'm not thinking about? What is it that I'm not seeing? Because there's always something that we are not thinking about, that we're not seeing. But today, Maria is going to ignite our potential. I'm ready to hear from her. I'm ready to hear what she has to say. So without any further ado, I want to bring up this dear powerhouse woman, Maria Quattrone. How are you?
Hey.
Woo! I'm fantastic.
Welcome, Maria. How are you?
Thank you. I am blessed and grateful to be here today and to be in contribution to our real estate community. Really, at the end of the day, my job here is to impact as many people as I can.
Wow, that gave me chills.
Yep.
And that's why we want to do this. But I want you, no one knows Maria better than Maria. I want you to introduce yourself to this audience. We have people that are going to watch us live and people that are going to watch us on replay. Our replay audience is much bigger. And I want you to know that I have people that watch this from across the globe. So it's not just local, national, it's also international. So tell everyone, who is Maria? Tell us what we want to know about you.
I love it. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, John. Again, I'm honored to be here today. So a little bit about me. My name is Maria Elena Quattrone. I am born and raised Philadelphian. I've been in the real estate industry for 21 years. Just celebrated, actually, just now, right now, 21 years. And prior to this, I was in advertising sales for 11 years. I was an account manager for a group of radio stations here in the Philadelphia market. And I sold You couldn't touch it. You couldn't feel it. Now we have houses and investment properties and land, and you can see, touch, feel, whole different game. Guess what? Everybody has to have a place to live, whether they're going to sleep in a tent, going to stay with the mom, or they're going to rent something and then eventually become a homeowner and build generational wealth. And we help impact people, showing them how to build generational wealth. And we know that people that own homes have more net worth than renters. So that's a little bit about what we do. I also have a podcast. It's called Being the Solution, and it's all about being the solution. And it was born in March. Oh, right now, another thing. The end of March 2020.
You're having anniversaries today.
Gosh.
Yes, I love it.
End of March. It was the last week in March. We were about a week into pandemic, and in Florida, Lucy, you were open for business.
Yes.
It closed Pennsylvania. So we had to be the solution, and we had to figure out how to do it sitting in my house for 10 weeks. Wow. So I don't know. That might be a story for another day, because that was a lot. That was a lot. I learned a lot, though.
Maria, you just said something that resonates with me so well. I want to kick it off there, because obviously we're talking about the secret society of top agents. You know, what is it that top agents, high-level performers like yourself, know that other people that are struggling, that are stuck, that are just like sitting on the sidelines, not knowing what to do, don't know? And you just said something super powerful that resonates with me, because I'm at another level. Be the solution. That is your mantra. Break that down for us. What does that mean to you? And what do you want people to understand from that powerful mantra?
We are our own solution. Only we can make the changes that we need. So I always say, and I say this to everybody, myself included, if you are not where you are in your life, pick up the mirror and look at it, because it's your fault. Guess what? You're the solution. You are the solution. By taking action each and every day, you can make the change. And I'm super basic in a lot of things. Somebody said to me the other day, they found out what we do here. They're like, I don't want a 9 to 5. I said, okay, good, no problem. First of all, it's not 9 to 5. You might as well think like 8 to 7 or 7 to 7, whatever it is. And it's the discipline that equals the freedom. Without discipline, there is no freedom. So it's the discipline that equals the freedom. People get into real estate because I find a lot of people really think it's like not work. Now, in the beginning, there's a process that you have to go through. You have to learn the business process, then practice, then skills, building skills, and then we have a passion, and then eventually you love it. You want to be in contribution.
Yes.
That doesn't always happen like that. So a lot of things that are really, I hate to say this because I just heard it earlier, and people keep saying back to the basics. Like, I don't know what that means. What I did every day when I was selling radio advertising was come into the office and make calls to business owners, trying to sell them radio, which they can't see, can't feel, they only can hear, and maybe it worked and didn't work, for a lot of money. And so if I didn't make the calls, I didn't have appointments. If I didn't have appointments, I had no sales. If I had no sales, I had no money.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple. There's a math to real estate. It's math. How many sales do you want? How much income do you want to make? Okay, how many units does that require? I go by units, not by volume. I can't say I'm only going to sell $1 million houses. That's ridiculous, especially in my market. So
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't work like that. How many units do we want to do? Okay. How many calls does that require? How many conversations does it require? Because the cadence is dial the phone, connect with somebody, have you can connect and then have a conversation. Have a conversation, set an appointment, list their house or not. Maybe their pipeline. I don't care if they list it now or not. That's not up for me. I don't worry about the outcome. I worry about the process.
Yes.
I obsess over the process.
Yes.
Obsess over the process. Once you have this cadence down and you have the skill set, because people will say to me all the time, I'll post in Facebook groups, oh, I did this, did that. What script did you use? I didn't use a script. Now, let me go back, because there are certain questions that we need to ask every single buyer or seller.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you go to the doctor's office. The doctor's not going to have you just sit there. No, the nurse has already asked you 20 questions. Why are you here? How do you feel? Let me get your weight. Let me get your height. Let me take your blood pressure. Right? They do all these things. We do the same thing. We need to know the answers to these questions to see if we can help them or not. That is inherent. It's inherent in my staff and my team and myself. We know that. That is part of the basics. You need to learn that stuff inside out and backwards. If I called you at 3 a.m. and if you're a listing agent, you'll know how to do that Expire script. If that's who you call.
Mm-hmm.
So basic stuff. But then it's like, okay, who am I speaking with? What's the personality? Because if they're a driver, which is only 7% of the population, they want you set an appointment in less than 2 minutes. If I talk to everybody like this, how I am all day long, let's go. People would run away from me. They would be like, oh my God, too much. You have to know who you're speaking to. You have to understand who they are. You have to listen. One of the things, Lucy, that I got really good at, we're here on a podcast. I'm not sure how many you've done, but I can say for myself, since I've done over 300 of them,
Wow.
I have to listen, and then I have to ask the question based on what you said.
Yes.
So what happens with that skill set now comes over on the phone.
Right.
We don't live in a vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
How can you get so good at something? Because we don't live in a vacuum. I don't live in a vacuum. I do a live video almost on the daily.
Mm-hmm.
I do podcasts several times a week. Sometimes I'm doing speaking for people here on your podcast. And I'm having a minimum of 80 conversations a week.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. I think you just blew some people's minds.
Go get that board, Dawn. Go get the board.
80 conversations. So I want to, and you're 5 years into your podcast. Happy anniversary. Everybody, let's fire up the chat. Happy anniversary to Maria for leading her podcast with consistency, which is the biggest challenge. I'm going into 2 years. But one of the revelations that I had was consistency is key. John has said it forever and a day, John Cheplack. But we all fall off the horse. Now, I want to ask you, you said 7% of the population are Ds. So that means that you are in character right now. You are exercising the art, right, of having learned to speak to your audience in the way that you feel your audience is going to best receive your message? Can you break that down? Because I think that's a big secret. There are people that don't smile naturally. There are people that are too shy naturally. There are people that are too loud naturally. We all have a natural state. I think that's a secret, learning how to modify yourself to make the best connection. Can you share more on that?
It's 100%. So there's 4 personality types. There's your driver, so the DISC, DISC, driver, influence, which would be expressive. And then you have your analytical, numbers, facts, and figures. Then you have your amiables. They want to be everybody's friend. So you need to know how to speak to the individual that's on the other line or that's in front of you. And when you can do that, you can really master the art of connection. And people want to do business with who they can connect with. I'm not trying to sell them anything. I'm just looking for a connection. An olive branch. I'll give an olive branch. I want someone to take the olive branch. I want a connection. So when I call them the next time, they're like, hey, Maria. Oh, I saw that email you sent the other day about minding your own business, meaning people's thoughts of you are none of your business. They'll tell me stuff that I send the videos out every week, twice a week usually. And so connecting with people the way that they want to be connected. And it goes back to what we talk about with John Jackpot, right? Tiny hinges swing big doors. It's the subtle differences. It's the little tiny subtle differences. I don't know if you saw this, Lucy, and John, but I want to share with you. In the month of March, I committed to setting 100 listing appointments.
Wow.
We're at March 27th. So I work Monday to Friday. So however many days that is, we are in day 19, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Day 19. I just had Dawn, one of my agent partners.
You're going to blow this up. So everybody has to see this. This
is my board. And you can't see, but over there, I'm at, let's see, wait, let me tell you. Okay.
Tell us. Break it down for us. I mean, this is the real raw realities, my friends, of a top producer behind the scenes. This is gold.
121.
Wow.
121. Wait, 121 properties to come. Actually, it's really more than that because somebody gave me a lot of lots and I didn't count them. A couple people gave me a lot of lots, but I only counted them as one. I still had to do them, but I didn't count them in my numbers. These are our properties. It's 120. I got 20 yesterday. 10 from one person, 4 from another, 2 from another. So that's what, 10, 14, 16, and then 4 other ones. I got 20 listing to come. 20 yesterday. Why? Because I've been calling this database consistently for almost 2 years. So prior to that, if you recall, everybody, for those of you who have been in the industry, a big thing happened in April of 2022. And the rates started to go up. And it was like panic. Nobody knew what to do. So once the rates started to go up, it took a while, and it always does take some time for things to adjust. By the end of that year, everybody was in a tizzy. And the beginning of the following year, I'm like, you know what? There's all the expireds are coming. I'm going to start calling expireds again. And I haven't done that in years because there wasn't a need to. There wasn't many expireds, as everybody knows. But then more came. And so I said to my admin at the time, I said, get Lambos. Let's have Riza put it in FUB. And I'll start dialing, every day.
Mm-hmm.
And in addition, so I started to build this database. And, over the years prior to this, I was focusing a lot on bringing new people in. I had a scholarship program. I did all this work for 2 years. And then the people, no matter what I did, only a couple people made it. And there was like 50 of them. So I said, you know what? I got to go back to what makes money and what drives revenue for the company.
Mhm.
I'm humble. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm not getting broke. I'm not, if we're going to be broke, ain't happening. It's not happening on my watch. No. I grew up sometimes. I didn't know we had money. We didn't have money. We had money. Then there was no money. I'm not doing that.
Speaking like a champion. Oh, speaking
I'm
like
not doing that. I take full responsibility for my actions or lack thereof actions and the decisions that I made. And, that decision I made didn't pan out. It didn't pan out. But I know I can bet on myself. So I said, well, I go back and be 100% listing broker. I know people say you shouldn't say you're a listing broker because what about the buyers? But I digress. That's how I call myself. So, listing broker. And here's why I did this, okay? Everybody listen up. Since I've been tracking my listing appointments, I went back and I looked at last year and I saw I had a couple months where I did 41 and the most I did was 42. So Fellow is a vendor of ours and they're having this March listing challenge and I said to my husband, I'm going to do this. I did it last year. But I did it and I did like 31. It wasn't a big deal because I was engaged but not as focused. So I said, what do you think I should do? He said 100. I said, Chip, I was thinking that too, 100. So I said, I put it out to the universe and I posted it on social. If you go back into March 2nd, March 1st or 2nd on my Facebook, you could see the video of me saying, I'm scared. Watch the I'm scared video. I think there was like 1,000 views on it, whatever. I said, I am going to do 100 listing appointments in the month of March because my personal best was 42.
wow.
So, okay. I was literally, that wasn't a makeup, hook. I was genuinely, it's a good hook. It was a good, I was genuinely scared. I start getting like, oh my God, now I said it, I had to do it because I'm one of these people. I have to follow through. Okay. Maybe like if I say I'm not going to eat candy bar, maybe I don't eat candy bars, but maybe I'll eat candy bar, but not this kind of stuff. Because I have people here, my team, watching. They're watching. So I said, all right, this is how I'm going to do it. So I took my calendar. We already, as a group, we prospect, we call people Wednesday and Friday from 9 to 12. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I call, I suggest everybody else calls. Well, we call together as a group here in the office, right here. I'm actually at a stand-up desk right now, but I'm actually sitting down. So I said, okay, here's my schedule for March. I blocked all of the time I'm going to make calls out. I took some social things that I would have liked to have done, leave the office at 5, go to this thing at my club, blah, blah. Took it out, took something else out, and I time blocked it. And I said, okay, I got to make 25 a week. Okay, that's 5 a day. Okay, that means that some days I have to make more because I know some days it's going to be less. So every day I would just try to make as many as possible. And in between me calling, I also send out emails. So people would respond from the email. Or they would call from a letter that was sent expired. Or they would get an expired call. Or they were a past client and they reached out. Right. So all these things are all part of it. So yesterday I was sitting at 93. I was sitting at 93. And then the past client said, Oh my God, so great to have heard from you, because I left her a message on March 5th. She reached back out. She said, I have the 10 apartments, condos. She developed a building and she kept half of them. And she said, the leases are starting to come due. I think this is the year that I want to strategically sell them one by one as they come due. So that she gave me 10.
Wow.
And then I had, so this is how I got to 20 yesterday. She gave me 10. A past client reached out about 2 commercial buildings. And then I have been stalking somebody on Facebook about, I heard that she has 4 commercial properties to sell. So she finally got back to me after like just only a week of stalking. And I had her consult this morning. So that was 4. And then the other couple, 3 or 4 or whatever, I was just calling in the database. And I even got my last one at 6:59 yesterday.
Wow.
So
We gotta dissect this. And John, first of all, John, is this high level or what?
Absolutely. Yeah. And Maria, I come from the mortgage side originally. I'm in software automation now, but it's the same theory in the mortgage business. I mean, how many calls can you make? What, and you reverse engineer it, just like Maria said. How much do I want to make? How many loans do I have to close? How many people do I have to call? And that's Lucy, it's like we always talk. Business principles never change.
They're universal. Mm-hmm.
They're universal.
But Maria, I'm hearing, I'm gonna say I'm hearing, because you are not normal.
In a good way, Maria. In a good way.
What you just did is the abnormal within our business that makes you that, rock star, that dominator. 100 listings in 1 month. And I'm sure you said, everybody go follow Maria Quattrone, go follow her and go look at her video. She said, I am scared.
Yeah.
Here's the psychology that I believe many people are thinking. I'm going to say it, and I want you to speak to the audience that is thinking this in their psychology. But you know what? Calling doesn't work. Cold calling doesn't work. Making phone calls every day doesn't work.
I never went to a settlement that didn't start with a conversation ahead of time.
Amen. Yeah, that's right.
How else do you expect to get to the closing table?
Yep.
You have to have conversations with people. I was able to do this for many years in the business, many years of being somebody's advisor and being trustworthy and spending the time. There's 21 years in the business. I'm starting my day by 7:30. I was here last night to 7 o'clock. Me and Andrew were the last people here. I'm usually with Andrew and Dara, the last people here. It's not, I'm not suggesting that anybody does this, because
it's not for the faint at heart, for sure.
Yeah.
But just think, I haven't added this all up because, look, I can go through and be like, some are, I can't sell them because they're underwater. Some will come. Some of them will come throughout the year because we're not going to put them all on the market at the same time. But this is a pipeline.
Yes.
2025 business. And I was thinking, I should just keep going, Steve. I should just keep doing it.
Yes. Why stop now?
Well, because here's what's interesting. And this is where psychology really sets in. My best was 42, but I wasn't really trying. I was doing work, but I wasn't out of my comfort zone.
You weren't scared.
I wasn't out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, 40 appointments a month, no big deal. Okay. No, don't get me wrong. Was that a lot of work? This is
I
like,
know
I'm actually got to hire somebody because
it's a lot of work.
it's a
How
lot
did
of
you,
stuff.
how did you break through the glass ceiling those mornings throughout the month of March when you were like, oh, I really don't want to do this today? And I'm
Yeah.
the leader, so I get, I'm the leader, I'm independent, I'm the broker, because our brain makes us hallucinate, right? We think of all the reasons why we don't need to do something. How did you break through that?
I made a commitment, so there wasn't, there's the discipline of it. There's no, my feelings don't matter. Not feeling like it doesn't matter. Having a headache doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If you're disciplined and you follow what you said you're going to do, you show up and you don't give excuses. You just do the work.
Wow.
You just do the work. I mean, it's like, but that's the difference. This wasn't a goal. This was a commitment. I don't make
Mm.
goals. We make commitments. Either you do it or you don't. Right? You can't be, you're either pregnant or you're not. That's what Gay Lee Weinberg
I'm
from
going to
White.
try.
Yeah. There's no try. Oh, okay. There's no trying. Try to sit or stand. You can't. You're either sitting or you're standing. It's pretty black and white. Either I made the 100 appointments or I didn't make them. And I can't believe I blew past right now 20%, and I still got to end the day today, tomorrow, Monday. I gotta keep going.
It's
That's the
amazing.
important thing.
It's amazing.
So even when, because now, everybody listen up. When you have momentum, you have the wind behind you. It's pushing you forward. It's helping you win. You're already winning. Winning feels good. Winning gives you hope. Hope produces happiness. When you win, whether I win these or not, it doesn't matter. I won my race. And this is my race. And your race could be 20 appointments a month. It could be one a day. It could be 5 a week, one a week, whatever it is for you. Because winning your race gives you confidence. Confidence gives you more momentum. Confidence makes you want to do more. It makes you want to win more. And that makes you happy. See, people think it's about all these other things that make you happy. It's significance. And it's winning. It's feeling progress has been made. Progress being made creates happiness.
Yes, it is. For those of you that are joining us, and a lot of people are coming on, I mean, you are listening to what people consider like the top secrets. Like, tell me the top secret of top producers. Like, give me what that magic, pill, that silver bullet. I mean, you're listening to someone that has been 21 years in the industry, making a defining decision. Basically, you defied your own odds. You competed against yourself, going from 40 something appointments a month to 100, and now you surpass that. And here are people that have never done anything close to this, discarding the fact that, oh, you know what, calling doesn't work, open houses don't work, calling my sphere doesn't work.
Okay, anything that you do works. Work works. Progress on perfection. Work works. If you do the work, it works. So you have an idea. Give me an example. I have an idea. I want to buy a house at the beach or wherever. People always, right? Okay, how do I get the house at the beach? Well, I gotta make more money. Okay, how do I make more money? Well, I gotta call more people. Okay, let's call more people. Let's save some money. Let's start to shop for a house online. Let's go hire a broker. Oh, 2 years from now, okay, now I have a house. How did that happen? It starts with an idea.
Mm-hmm.
An idea. We have an idea. Then we take action on the idea. And then the action, we create a process around the action.
Yes.
Process. Eventually, we get some kind of outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Outcomes happen. More money comes. Then we keep doing that process to get the action to get the house.
Right.
People say it's manifestation. Manifestation all starts with an idea and action. Guess what? Nobody wants to be around anybody. Let me tell you, with bad energy. If your energy and your aura isn't good, you're screwed. I was going to say something else, but
Right. I know. It would be very
mindset.
fitting, but
Mindset. Oh, I want to tell you something because I want everybody to understand I ain't perfect. Okay? I'm going to tell you what happened. I am going to explain something that happened to me the other day. So Monday morning, I got up. I felt okay. I didn't feel bad. Came in. I walked in the door and it was raining. So Monday, rain, cold. Not good. I come in, have all the stuff, and I bring my lunch every day. Like I make a salad, so I bring all my food. So I had a bag of food, my work bag, the thing, and there must have been water on the floor with harbor floors, and I went.
oh wow.
I didn't fall, but I caught myself twice. So now I'm like, because if I fell, the way I would have fallen, it would have been really bad. So now I'm like, already not great mood, and now I'm like, so I come back to my little area here, and I have a desk over there, but this is where I make calls. So I start making calls, and then I brought some breakfast, a little bit of breakfast, and I ate it. It's breakfast sausage from like yesterday, the day before. All like an hour later, I don't know what's wrong, but I didn't feel good. And I felt sick. And so I'm going to explain this to everybody. It's really important. I went in the bathroom and I got sick. And I don't understand because I never get sick unless I have like a norovirus or something. So I said to my husband, I think I have to go home. Now I'm in the middle of this challenge. I can't miss that. Something is trying to pull me off.
Ooh.
The little thing, the drunken monkey, sits here and goes, da, 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 da. Who do you think you are? You're not this. You're not that. Blah, blah, blah. What I see happen to a lot of people, they get so close.
Mm.
And then they stop. And I felt this in my heart. I felt it in my soul. I said, oh my God, why is this happening? It's the universe testing you. Do you really want it?
Yes.
Do you really want it? Are you going to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and get back on the horn? So don't think that this didn't happen to me, because it did. Except I made a choice. And my choice was to accept success and not fear it. And this was a big thing because I don't know anybody who's did this before. This many. So you find somebody, you can let me know. But I know of no one.
Wow.
And now I do have to go on social and I have to talk about this because
Yes.
no, I've been talking about it. So now I got to talk about all these appointments. And there's oh wow, like I don't think people understand. People have more of a fear of success than they do a fear of failure.
I
They're
think so.
used to failing. They're not used to succeeding, and they don't know what it feels like. And then it makes you sick inside, and then you got to throw up in the bathroom at your office.
Yeah.
This is so powerful. John, you have anything you want to chime in? I want to respect Maria's time. I mean, this honestly needs to be like a 2-hour podcast because
Yeah,
we're talking
and
to so many people dealing with the same thing. Take it away, John.
we haven't really, unless the secret society of top agents. I had something. What top agents talk about behind closed doors? I'm so curious about it. What do they talk about behind closed doors? Maybe you'll have to come back and tell us that.
Give us one thing. And you've been in.
She's thinking. I can see Maria thinking. She's like,
because what does happen behind closed doors with top agents? What do they talk about?
Yeah.
I think that, what do we talk about? Running our own race. Enjoying the journey. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes. Amen.
How can we stack the deck every day in our favor? I wrote this down. Here we go. Sharing it with tomorrow in my team meeting. I just ripped it. Okay. I made 4 little things here. 4 quadrants. Okay. The first quadrant, left side, non-negotiables. What are your non-negotiables? Right side, what can I delegate? Bottom side, what can I automate? Right bottom, what can you eliminate so you can become the person you want to become?
Go over that list again for us, Maria, will you? Non-negotiables.
Top left hand corner, non-negotiables.
Right.
Top right hand corner, number 2, what can I delegate?
Okay.
Bottom left corner, 3, what can I automate?
Automate.
4, right bottom corner, what can you eliminate
Wow.
to become the person you want to become?
Wow.
Yes.
I love it. I love that.
You spoke to my soul.
Meeting for tomorrow.
You spoke to my soul. And you know what? I want everyone to know this is our first in-person, from afar conversation, Maria and I. And I know there's people watching that are saying, oh my God, that's what Lucy says. And I thank you because I know that God has created this moment because you are speaking to my soul. You are affirming the decisions that I've made, the non-negotiables that I've committed to, the things that I've said I will no longer do because they are not taking me to who I know I was created to become, the things that I'm automating, and that's what connects me and John because I've got to get things automated, and the things that I am going to just delete from my life because they do not serve me. They're not part of where I'm going. Maria, you have been such a light to so many people.
Yes.
Just in my area alone, there's so many agents suffering. There's so many agents that are not making it. There's so many agents that need someone to speak life into them, to show them the way. And you have no idea what a huge, huge impact you've made to our audience. I want to respect your time, but I'm going to put you on solo. And I think that you are going to close out this Agents in the Trenches because you have hit the heart, the soul, and the mind of so many people, including myself. And I thank you. I thank you so much. I thank you for paying the price. I thank you for your sacrifice. I thank you for your passion, which is really sacrifice and suffering, because we all need, someone like you to show us you're not wrong. You're on the right path. You said something so powerful. When you build momentum, the wind is.
Mhm. Yeah.
I want that wind beneath my wings. I don't want to go back. I'm not going back.
Not
So
going back.
we're not going back. Guys, Maria is going to close us out. We must respect her time, and we will bring you back again, Maria. Thank you so much.
I'm honored to come back sometime. Thank you both, Lucy and John, for the opportunity to be live on Agents in the Trenches today. What I want to leave everybody with is think about this. If you don't become the person that you want to become, and you can't give your family what you want to give them, how will that make you feel 3 decades from now, a decade from now? What are you willing to give up to become the person that you want to become? Not just for you, but for them. And your life can change if you wanted to. At the end of the day, you have the power, and only you. We can't make the calls for you. We can't make you get up earlier or stay at the office later. Only you can do that. But I believe that each of us has the power to be the solution. And I know you do. So cheers. Be the solution.
Thanks, Maria.
Bye, everyone. That was powerful.
Have a great one.